Okay, and we are rolling. I don't know if anybody's in the room at the moment. We've just gone live. Monday Night Live.
My little red light has started flashing, so I know I'm here. And
You're here. We're both here. We're working.
there's one
Okay.
person that maybe that's me. I don't know.
Watching yourself. All right. Well, welcome, Ben. Thank you for joining us.
Hello, and thank you, Danny, and hello to Dave, who I'm sure is out there somewhere, probably tuned in. I don't know if that's him, but hello, Dave, and thank you for having me all the way from Tassie.
Thank you. I think Dave's watching from China. I think it's about 5 o'clock over there at the moment. So he was going to tune in this morning or today, I think. So hopefully he can make it. Well, I know you've been gigging all weekend, so tell us a bit about what you've been up to.
True, yeah, I've been at a place called Tathra. For anyone that doesn't know where Tathra is, it's down the south coast. It's a beautiful coastal village, not far from the border with Victoria and just shy of Bega. And it's a sleepy little town. They've got this fantastic hotel that's run by Cliff and Sayaka, who run the Sundeck Hotel up there in Perish Valley, and they put on a whole heap of music. And I've done the last 2 nights in Tathra, and it's been fantastic. And it's one of those shows where people actually sit down, listen and watch you, so it's quite intimidating in that respect. It's not your usual pub gig. But you know what the trickiest thing was avoiding the kangaroos and the wallabies driving home, because there was literally every kangaroo and wallaby on the east coast of Australia had decided to go down to the Princess Highway when I was driving home last night. So I left about 8 o'clock. I think I got home about 2 a.m. this morning. And so if I'm looking a little bit bleary-eyed, that's probably why.
Wasn't a big night, it was just the driving.
That's true. Yes,
Yeah.
there's driving. It took all the concentration I could muster.
Oh, wonderful. We have got Dave in the room. Dave has just popped on and said hi.
Hey, Dave.
And so is Michael and Robert. He's also in the room. And Prue's also joined us today. So if anybody has any questions for Ben, please jump on and ask. I know he will play a song for us tonight. It's if we can get his guitar going. I don't know how he's going to go with it in tune, but we'll give it a go.
It seems to be working. I actually lost my guitar tuner in Dubbo. We were up at Dubbo and Gilgandra last weekend, and I left all my gear at the back of the stage there. We were there with Tanya Kernigan, the guys from Bruin, Cora Norton. Who else was there? Brothers 3. There was a whole heap of people, and I left all my gear back in Dubbo and Gilgandra, so I'm just pretty much relying on this old guitar being in tune.
Well, sure it'll sound great. We've actually got a couple of questions already coming in. We've got Michael, who would like to know, have you got any South Brisbane gigs coming up at all?
Well, we've finished pretty much the run of shows, the big shows for this year, because we're only 4 weeks out from Christmas, and I can't believe that Christmas is already around the corner. It's literally 4 weeks away, and I've got a couple of regional shows in New South Wales, but we're putting together the Young Years tour, which, aside from Tamworth, should take in the first half or the first quarter at least of 2019, and we're just putting that in at the moment. And I love going up to Queensland, particularly around that eastern part of Queensland. There's some fantastic venues and a lot of fans up there, so absolutely we'll be hitting up there, I would say, around March next year. The actual dates haven't been locked in just yet, but we will be there, don't you worry.
Wonderful. Okay, I know it seems we have a lot of Queensland people in the room, so hopefully there'll be some really happy people there. Now, I know that you recorded your latest single 3 times, is that right? You recorded it the first time and now you recorded it with Sharon. Yep.
That's
What's
true.
the story
True.
behind that?
You've done your research. That's exactly right. Because the story was we were playing this bushfire benefit concert down at a place called Bungendore, which is down in southern New South Wales, which incidentally is the tiger snake capital of Australia, ladies and gentlemen. And there we were. There was James Blundell, Bruin, a whole heap of other people, and we had started including young years in the set, and it was there was an emotional connection to it, but not only that, there was power and intensity in the song, and that's why we included it in the set. And Mick Bond, the head of the record label, said that you need to include that in your on your new album, and I was a bit unsure about wanting to do that because it was a cover and it was an iconic song. And at the end of the day, we went into the studio, we recorded it and put it out. And a good friend and a mutual friend of Sharon O'Neill's, Sharon actually wrote the song. A mutual friend passed on the song. Her name was Ali Cook from New Zealand. She passed on the song to Sharon. So we went back into the studio after we had cheekily said, "Would you like to join us on this new project, because it's your song, you're the songwriter and you wrote it?" And she said yes. And so we went back into the studio and recut it. We put it out as the duet, and we also recut it as a new single version. So yes, there's subtle differences between the three versions, but it doesn't take away from the fact that it's a fantastic song. Made famous by the band Dragon, written by Sharon O'Neill and Alan Mansfield, who was in Dragon at the time.
There you go.
There we go. I'm going to fix my... ladies and gentlemen, you're being held up by 20th century technology here. Gaffer tape. You're stuck to the wall with gaffer tape at the moment. And thank goodness for Nashua, the industry standard, because it's doing a fine job at the moment. I just had to do a little tweak there.
Okay. Wonderful. Oh, are you going to do Young Years for us tonight?
Yeah, of course I can. We usually play this with the whole band, but I can certainly have a crack at doing it by myself. I don't know. You see, I can only see from here down, which is probably best for the people that have tuned in. I don't know, but we can do Young Years, and it's one of my favourite songs on the album. Broken cars and old guitars, waiting here for the time to pass. And time takes its toll, and took it fast. Secret meetings at the river's bend, the simple days when I called your friend. Came a time we went our separate ways. Those were our young years, and our wings were drying in the sun. And now the winter out our window feels so cold. Where are our young years? Everything seemed better days, boats in which we sailed away, lie or rusting on rocky ground. Here we sit with schooner bill, dreaming of a wind that'll make us sail and taking us far away. Do you remember how it was? We had the moon and tide behind us. We used to take it out up to here in our young years. Our wings were drying in the sun. Now the winter out our window feels so cold. Back in our young years, sometimes it's good to not die young. Now we live on memories low of If we had the moon and the tide behind us, we could still sail so far away. And time would pass and things would change. Our memories will fade away of our young years. Our wings were drying in the sun. Now the winter at our window feels so cold. Back in our young years, sometimes the good do not die young. And now we live on memories low. Those were our young years. You know we could live it all again. We could turn the tide, sail away again, back to our young years. Those were our young years. Woo!
Young years. Well done.
Did
Thank
you hear
you.
that okay?
We can hear that really well.
Oh,
And yeah, your guitar didn't sound too bad at all.
Oh, okay.
Wonderful.
My playing's not very good, but yeah.
We've got a comment here from Scott. He said he loves it when our country artists stay true to their Aussie roots and their music, which is something that I wanted to ask about. Why did you stick with country? I know you started at a pretty young age playing guitar and writing music, and you obviously toured, you went to Europe and sort of branched out a fair bit. What was the reason you stayed with country?
It's true, and you know what? It's an interesting question because the genre of country music is very broad and somewhat undefined. The umbrella that we all fall under is so big, and it encompasses a lot of different styles. You know, there's everything from bluegrass to traditional to bush ballad to country rock to country pop, and you know, it's funny that that there's no other genre that is as diverse and or as broad, I believe. And the thing is that it's the fans, and it's what the fans want. The most important people, or the most important thing as a musician should be your fans and what they want. And if you fall within that genre, you know, it's not up to you. It's up to the people that listen to you, and they will embrace you no matter what and welcome you into that home of country music. I didn't set out to go, well, you know, I want to be a country musician. It's just that that's the way things ended up, and we're very thankful that we do have the fans in that genre, and they're very loyal and they're very true, and so we try to be the same, and we reciprocate that respect.
Yep, absolutely. I think you're spot on there. Especially Australian country music is exactly that, all of that. Got a comment here from Selena Caruana. If only we could go back to our young years, cuz Danny. Well, I'm not really sure what she's talking about. As far as I know, I'm still young, so I don't really know what she's talking about there.
Yeah, me as well. I'm only 23 at the moment, but sure, looking 23-year-old. I haven't shaved, so I apologise for my appearance. I look like I've been in the ring with Danny Green. You can see the spots on my face. I was actually, and this is part of living in Australia. I went to the dermatologist the other day to have a skin check, and they do the little, you know, with the liquid nitrogen there. So I look like I've been in the boxing ring with Danny Green, not with Anthony Mundine, because he wouldn't have laid one on me. Don't you worry about that, ladies and gentlemen. I'd have a clean face, I'd be clean shaven, and I'd be poking my tongue out. I hope
he's watching. I'm sure he's tuned in. If not, I'm sure he'll watch this later. He'll get a message later on. Prue is, yeah, absolutely. Prue said there's something in country music for everyone. Prue is spot on. Prue certainly knows her music and she's around all the time. So she knows. You've probably seen Prue around the traps up in Queensland.
I have, yes, I have,
Yeah.
And that's the thing about travelling around. It's always great to run into the friends that you meet on the road, and you make lots of great friends. And it's always good to reconnect when you cross paths again. And that's what makes the music and the genre so special, is because uh, once you do make that connection, you're friends forever.
Absolutely. We've got some comments coming through. Nick has written, haha, excellent. My money's on his talking about the boxing, if I know Nick. Who else have we got? Dave here. We've got Dave here. He said, how busy is your Tamworth and what have you got coming up, Ben?
Yes.
I've spoken about
busy this year. We've got one major show with the full band, and that's happening on Thursday, the 24th of January at West Diggers out in the courtyard, and it's a free show because we like to give something back to the punters. I know that there's lots of ticketed shows around, and I myself have done ticketed shows, but to give something back to everyone that goes up there, this is what we're doing. And we've got Cora Norton on that show, and you never know what special guests might drop by. I'll talk to James and Johnny and a few others, and we'll see what we can organise. But I'm also doing the Opry, the second night of the Opry.
Brilliant.
Capitol Theatre. Christy Cox has organised that. A fantastic show that will be. And I've got lots of little things happening through the week. The ICMA Awards, 2RRR Awards, lots of media stuff, fans. Just little things here and there. So it will certainly be one of those Tamworths where you'll be running from one thing to the other, and that's the way I like it.
That's how Tamworth should be. Always busy. Always busy. Where to from here? Have you got another album coming out or looking at recording? What's your next career?
I've been at the moment, we've got a brand new Christmas song with a lady called Beck Lavelle, who is a fantastic artist and has the voice of an angel. Beck Lavelle was responsible for the soundtrack of all of McLeod's Daughters. You may remember McLeod's Daughters, the TV show. And Beck did all the soundtrack to that, sold over 300,000 albums, and is huge in Germany, where she's been living for the past few years. And we have released a song together. It's a Christmas song, just in time for Christmas, called There Is a Star That Shines Tonight. And that's courtesy of Red Rebel Records and Karen Waters. Thank you very much. And so that's out now, so you can check that out.
Where can we get
that? It's out across all digital platforms, Spotify, YouTube, etc. And jump on the websites, Beck Lavelle, Ben Ransom, and you'll be able to find it. And but next year, after the festival, after January, we've got the Young Years tour, which we're putting at the moment. And I am working on brand new music for a new album, and we'll see what happens if we can get it out next year. That'd be fantastic.
Great.
We got some crackers for you guys.
Get out in time for the next Golden Guitar nominations.
Well, you never know. You never know.
Which you've just been to. I know you were there on Tuesday. You were at the nominations on last Tuesday. Yes.
But it was a lot of fun to be there and hang out with the rest of the artists. I think the state of country music at the moment in this country, with the calibre of talent, entertainment, and songwriting that's coming out, is fantastic. It'd be great, though, if some of the lesser people could get a squeeze in there. We know all the big names. I don't begrudge anything that anyone has been nominated for, because everyone works hard to get to that point. But it would be nice to see some of the smaller guys, creep in there, because the quality is equal to some.
Absolutely. I think that's the same. We always say the same each year, and slowly we are getting there, but there's a long way to go. We'll get there. We will get there.
We'll get there.
Yes. We've got some questions from Robert. He would like to know, have you got any gigs coming up for the Young Years Tour around Roma?
Well, yes, I quite like up central Queensland. The last time I was out there was around Alpha. We toured up through on the way to Airlie Beach. We went through the Darling Downs region. It was fantastic. Emerald around there. I want to do some more up there, and I would absolutely love to get out there. I might even take my foster tours and tools and see how I go. If I don't make it as a musician, I might be able to score big time with some gems, some emeralds or sapphires. I think are big up there at the moment. But yeah, I'd love to get out there.
What about Tassie? You coming down?
Tassie, I love Tassie, and I've tried really, really hard actually, and I've tried to get Tom from the Wolf Brothers to help us out with this to get down to Tassie. Trying to lock dates in. You know, we were looking at Longley International down there near Hobart. We were looking at some places up near Launceston as well, and everywhere in between. So I'd love to get down there. You know, it's just really a matter of trying to get the promoters and the booking agents to lock you in. You know, and that's the only thing. Really, the struggle is there, but we'll get there, and we will get down there. And if we don't, we'll just bring our guitars and we'll play out in the paddock with Priscilla at the pub in the paddock in the middle of nowhere. Priscilla the pig, buy her a beer, and maybe we'll just start our own thing out there.
Well, I think that's a brilliant idea. I know they often have people out there.
Oh, do they?
They do. You never know. Quite a few places around that have got spots for you now. Has anybody got any more questions for Ben? If questions have slowed down a bit, or the internet slowed down, one or the other, but we've got everybody seems to either be in Tassie or Queensland on here tonight. So,
well, that's okay. The rest of New South Wales are probably having their dinner at the moment, but that's okay. And we've done plenty of
Tamworth, so they're all ready to see you.
Yeah. Let's go to the good places, the beautiful places in Australia, like Queensland and Tassie.
Prue's here, not around Roma unless you're drilling for gas. So you won't have any luck. You'll have to stick to singing.
Oh really? Okay. All right. It looks like I'll be poor for the rest of my life.
Yeah. That's all right. At least, you know, you can be poor and still sing.
Yeah, true.
What else have we got? We've got Robert. No, he's the same. He's about Roma. I think everybody's slow to write down. Selena, song requests, one for your cousin.
Okay, yeah.
I'm not sure what you mean. Sorry, Kaz, I'm not sure what you mean. And we've got great interview. Thanks. Thank you, Scott. I think Scott's heading off. So he said, thanks for your time tonight, Ben. I think it's actually the internet that's slowed right down.
This is my first time kind of thing, I think.
Yeah.
No, but we'll get used to it. But my battery's almost out. I don't know about yours.
It's certainly slowing right down.
Very hard. If you like.
Sorry?
I've got time for one more song, I reckon.
One more song. If you can do that, that would be fantastic.
Yeah.
What would you like to do?
I reworked a song from the very first recording I ever did, and this was never released. And it's a song about a road trip. I was with my girlfriend at the time, and lucky for me, she turned into my wife. So this is called One of a Kind, and I reworked it from that original recording, and I've been playing around with it while I was down in Tathra on the south coast this weekend. So this is called One of a Kind, and if the phone drops out between now and the end of the song, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Danny. And Dave, I know you're living it up overseas at the moment, and thank you very much for letting me come along to perform. This is called One of a Kind. and head out to that crystal coast. I'll be adding this to the things that I remember most. You can smile, smile, smile when you think of me with tears of joy. I really hope you're one of a kind. Thank you and I love you so. We keep on talking, how the world is at our feet, and honey, how it all worked out. We've filled our book and it's only been a year gone down. When you know you drive me crazy when you shake it for me, baby, there ain't never any doubt. We're living it up, we're living each day right down. So come on, ride, 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 ride out of Tennessee and head out to that crystal coast. I'll be at
I think that Ben's phone may have just gone flat. Thanks everybody for joining tonight. Hopefully next week we can get the internet working a bit faster and better, and we will get this working a little bit better for everybody. We'll see you next week. Bye.